Welcome to the Lewis Bear Jr. College of Business. I am here today with Amanda Eakin, and Amanda has been on some competitions that we'd like to talk with you about. One of the first competitions that I took UWF students to was in 2008, and so I know where students can go when they have extra high-impact experiences like competitions. So tell me what it is about competitions that really energize you and really gets your interest, because you've been on multiple competition teams.
For me, it's the pushing myself to explore other options and think outside of a box. Not every competition is the same. The first one we did was a 24-hour competition, and it was more on a marketing side than a supply chain. So we really had to tap into marketing classes and try to remember the material we learned here on campus around those specific subjects. This one for the RAM stimulus was based around logistics, supply chain, and demand, which is what my degree is in. So we really pulled together all of our resources from the classes we've taken, from the material that we did have. We were able to access our textbooks. We were able to rely on each other. Some of us had more advanced classes. To me, it really pushes me to take everything that I've learned in the classroom and hands-on experience in the real world and just try to funnel it into a new scenario that I never thought I would be faced with. Because you don't usually get challenged with developing a combination of a new production plant and port for bobblehead.
Okay, so let's jump right to the end result. What was your solution?
So our combination port was the Port of Houston to Nashville, Tennessee. We learned in the case competition bobbleheads have spiky seasons, specifically around sports and stuff.
Sure.
So you had to be able to make up for that demand. And we pitched the idea of nearshoring and moving production and raw material from China. So we try to really choose a streamline, kind of a direct path that kind of connected every resource that we were pulling from or that we wanted to utilize in the competition.
Okay, so you mentioned 24 hours in one competition.
Yes.
So does that mean that you arrived at the competition, you got the case analysis to go and to work on for 24 hours right then, or did you get it before you left campus?
So there were 9 teams, 9 universities competing, and they kind of staggered every 15, 30 minutes, a different team would get a case. And they did that because they also wanted to be able to stagger the presentation. So our time slot was 10:30. So at 10:30, we were in our break room, we called it our war room, and we had 24 hours to find a solution, make a presentation, practice it, and then present at 10:30 the very next day.
Was it different when you had a 24-hour deadline versus when you had a 2-week, let's say, deadline?
Definitely. I joked coming out of this last competition that I would do a 24-hour competition any day of the week. In a 24-hour competition, you go to bed at 2, you're up at 6, practicing, but you are forced to choose a path and run with it. For the week long, we had so much time to contradict ourselves. We had so much time to rerun numbers, to research articles. We were watching the news like crazy. Obviously there's mentions of tariffs, and we wanted to be able to include that in our presentation as an explanation if it got brought up. So 24 hours a little more direct. You pick a path and you run.
Well, thank you for being here with us today.
Thank
you for doing what you do for our students and our faculty and our university. So thank you for joining us from the Lewis Bear Jr. College of Business, and we'll see you next week.